Good evening. We had a bit of a light week in terms of news, but some pretty cool stuff to talk about. So, first and foremost, we got to see the Nationals promos. I have a link to all four in the description. There are four of them. They are full art. They look like they're custom art pieces that Jasco had commissioned, which is pretty neat. So, in some cases, you have this floating around my babies above that looks pretty good. There's a charged up, there's a new training method, and choosing a hero name. So it sounds like, it's hard to know exactly when these were commissioned in terms of the process and where the cards were at, and who knows what these cards were in playtesting when these things were commissioned, but that's the art they have. So these are the next promos we got. They're going to get a lot of questions about choosing hero name, basically, is what I'm getting at. But the other three cards are pretty good, are pretty frequently played. Some people would call them staples, but there aren't too many true staples in this game, really. So yeah, check them out. And as a reminder, you're going to get 2 copies of each of these as your participation for entering the Nationals. And then as you go on and do well, top 34, top 64, top 32, that sort of thing, you'll get more copies of them. So this should be cool. I assume they'll be foil. Kind of excited to see what these look like when they're shiny. Yeah, brief note. Jasco put out an announcement that they are now recruiting judges for the webcam nationals. I'm not sure if this means they have... I hope by now they have all their judges in place for the in-person nationals. So they've moved on. They're looking for people who want to judge the webcam nationals event. So if you're interested, there will be a link in the description. You can find it in the Discord announcements or news as usual. Everything they post is using one of those 2 things. Also, in the news channel, we got a few posts early this week. It sounds like the Jasco sales and marketing folk managed to get some fairly large streamers, sort of variety streamers, reaction streamers, that sort of thing, to crack open some boxes of Heroes Clash. And one of them actually got a Chrome Rare in it, which was pretty neat. So that was cool to see. Good move getting the game, in front of more eyeballs. Well, presumably some of them, will check it out and learn how to play and maybe pick up some cards and grow the game. So I wonder if we'll see more of that in the future. And of course, there was the Tolarian Academy video a few weeks back, and that's sort of what they're linking people to as the sort of how to play whenever they want to link a how to play somewhere. So yeah, that's good to see. I believe the streamers were Tectone, Ludwig, and Carl Jacobs. I don't personally recognize those names. I kind of just hang out in Final Fantasy 14 and 14 adjacent streamer land, plus, of course, the MHA people, right? But apparently they're pretty large. Some of these, were streamed in front of 10,000 people, that sort of thing. So good to see. Good on them. Moving forward, we'll see. I can't let this go by without making a snide remark about the website. But hopefully more of these people clicked on UGN links and Tolarian Academy links and didn't actually try to get something out of the main website. But yeah. Other news related to promos. The Loyalty Point shop has been updated. It now has the Series 3 Plus Ultra promos and provisional promos. I believe I haven't actually personally double-checked that. I probably should have. But Jasco has said multiple times over and over and over that getting these Loyalty Shop redemptions shipped out is going to be their top shipping priority. But at the same time, nonetheless, we got news today that as of today / tomorrow, all the online RLE and provisional prizes they're behind on should be shipping out, save for some playmats that are still in eternal limbo. But other than that, things like RLE promos, provisional promos that people are owed from some of these online events should be shipping out today or tomorrow. And that's it. That's actually it for the news sorts of stuff for this past week. So quick video, and since the set 3 meta is sort of brand new and people are starting to have locals and provisional store championships with fresh eyes on this meta, I'm kind of curious to see if we can get some comments going. What's been winning your locals? What won your last one? What else has looked good? Anything surprising? Because there's the decks that people have talked about and theorized about and complain about in some cases, and then hey, what's actually winning? What's going 3-0? What's going 4-0? And, maybe get some gears turning for people, see anything cool. So in Rochester, our first Set 3 local was won by a Carbo Loading Life Toga. Kevin Broberg sort of put Carbo Loading in and shifted around for some stuff and managed to take it down. I know we just had the Webcam Weekly with the undefeated decks were a Deku 2, a Mineta, and a Kamui Woods. So a little interesting to see Deku 2, small sample size Webcam Weekly, but there's been some rumblings about, his output now that he has Wind Up Punch is pretty substantially increased. So it'll be neat to see if we see a Deku 2 in Top Cuts at some point. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot. You don't have to spill all the hidden tech beans or anything like that, but if you're seeing some cool stuff or just kind of want to add to the pot, drop a comment and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, I don't know if we're necessarily expecting a whole lot of further news. I guess the one thing we're still really, really waiting on is some location for the EU and Australian nationals. In theory, they could or should be trying to do some regionals to get them caught up too, but those might just be punted down the road at this point. Maybe they'll get some Series 3 catch-up regionals in January or something like that. But they are supposed to have in-person nationals events in 4 weeks, so hopefully we're gonna get some final details on those soon. So we'll look forward to that and keep enjoying Set 3 and testing for nationals. It is a little over 2 weeks away. All right, have a good night. Take care.